everybody. This is Mrs. Wilson, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. For the last month or so, we have been looking at the creation of the Constitution, from beginning with why it needed to be created to begin with, and whether or not we would just revise the Articles of Confederation or make something brand new. And of course, we all know at this point that a brand new Constitution was created. And our founding fathers really argued and debated and clashed over a number of ideas. Some of those disputes included the role of slavery in the new nation and the conflicts between large and small states. The large states were worried they would be crippled by laws and taxes forced upon them by the small states. The small states feared they would be outvoted and overwhelmed by the more populated larger states like Virginia. So not only were those things debated, but also the entire idea of the presidency was a new and dangerous concept to many of the founders. Some, like Elbridge Gerry and John Dickinson, feared the idea of an elected king, a ruler with too much power, who would destroy their liberties and ignore the wishes of individuals and states. They distrusted power and wanted a very weak executive leader. They didn't even want him to have a fancy title that sounded royal. On the other hand, Alexander Hamilton, a young New York representative and a rising political figure, supported a very strong leader with near king-like powers. Madison and Edmund Randolph favored a very strong presidency with a great deal of power. They feared the nation would be destroyed by foreign powers or remain a group of squabbling small states if they didn't have a strong president. So despite their differences, the founders hammered out a compromise that has worked remarkably well for over 200 years. And the arguments about how strong a president should be are still debated even today, as a matter of fact. So what we are going to do, or what rather I am going to do, and in my class we read this script, and I have the kids assume different characters. It's a short script, but the script is actually an abbreviated account or a shortened account of the discussion that occurred at the Constitutional Convention relating to the nature of the presidency that the Founding Fathers were created. This was a new title that had never existed anywhere in any government in human history up to this point in time. And so something really needed to be, it was not to be taken lightly how to create this government. So since it's just me reading, I'll read all the parts. It's a short script, and following the script are several open answer responses that you will type in complete sentences to your answers to each of the questions that I will also be doing in class with my students. So let's begin. The script is called Mr. President. The delegates to the Constitutional Convention were deeply divided over who should lead the new government they were creating. Some delegates, like Alexander Hamilton, wanted a president to serve for many years or even a lifetime like a king. Others wanted the office to have real power and the term to be only 1 or 2 years. So Edmund Randolph speaking says, "What we need to create, gentlemen, is a strong national government with a Congress to make laws, a president to enforce those laws, and judicial branch to determine that they are fair and equitable. Our poor nation right now is a collection of weak and arguing states that do not trust each other. They impose taxes on each other and sometimes are even at the point of war." John Dickinson replies, "We just got rid of one king. I'll not have another one. Keep the states as they are." Elbridge Gerry says, "We were sent here to revise the Articles of Confederation, not to form a new nation with a king or some other powerful leader." Alexander Hamilton says, "This country needs strong leadership. Otherwise, it is going to be gobbled up by European empires. What we need is a president for life." John Dickinson says, no, I don't agree. A president with very little power is what we desire. The weaker he is, the safer we will be. 1 year is long enough for any president. James Madison, the father of our Constitution, says that he has to be strong, or this nation will blow away like leaves in the wind, with every state going broke, being swallowed up by other countries, or always getting into wars. Elbridge Gerry says, I don't trust any ruler. All he will want to do is raise taxes and get us into war. He will end up a king with a different title. James Madison, this country needs leadership. We cannot afford to have a weak or feeble chief executive. He must be able to act with force when necessary. Many delegates were fearful that the presidency would pass from father to son like a monarchy, or that the president would rule the country without regard to the Congress or rule of law. Elbridge Gerry, why does it have to be a president for life? Why not 6 years, or 4, or 1 year? Alexander Hamilton, well, it would be embarrassing to have a lot of ex-presidents wandering around like ghosts with nothing much to do. Benjamin Franklin, but suppose you had a lifetime president, or even one with his 6-year term, and he turned out to be a worthless president. What could you do about it? We might have to arrange some way to get rid of a president who is incompetent or sick, or who commits a crime. Otherwise, we might have to shoot him. Many of the delegates were amused by Ben Franklin's suggestion, but they also recognized the problem. What would ex-presidents do? Would they go back home to their businesses and farms, or would they find other jobs in government? The delegates were also concerned what to call the leader of this new office they were creating. Elbridge Gerry says, how will we address this president? Alexander Hamilton says, I think that he should be called His Highness or His Excellency. Gerry says, sounds just like a king to me, or some other highfalutin gentry. Franklin, how about just plain Mr., such as Mr. Randolph or Mr. Madison? Gerry, how about Mr. President? It's simple, dignified, and it doesn't put on airs. Dickinson, that sounds just right. And so the title of Mr. President has lasted since the creation and ratification of our U.S. Constitution. So what I would like you to do with these following questions is write in complete sentences your response. For the most part, these are all opinion. So there's really no right or wrong. Good luck, and let me know if you have any questions about any of this. Take care.